I'm making this video for plenty of reasons. One, obviously to spread awareness. Two, to help relieve some stress, I guess. And to hopefully shed some light on some issues. And it's regarding a lot of the personal issues that we tend to deal with that we don't really have to deal with. So this is basically this is a fundraiser called Red Nose Day, and I saw a video about like 30 minutes ago. It took I guess you could say one of the typical videos, showing us the day-to-day life of someone who is less fortunate. And I just wanted to speak on some topics, I guess, and hopefully some people can relate and really start to think a little differently so they can help themselves and, hopefully ultimately help, other people. And really what I want most out of this video is simply that, because I believe this could really help some people who deal with issues that, they don't have to deal with, because it's definitely, been helping me. And it's basically regarding, not taking the little things for granted, because something small that we get irritated by, it could, something small could be something so big for someone else, if that makes sense. Something we get stuck up on, as soon as we wake up, or as soon as we, step out the door, we, change our whole mood, because we're stressed about something that doesn't really matter. When you really start to think about things in a different perception, in a bigger, more grand scale, you start to realize that a lot of the emotions that we feel, like, being mad and irritated, and it could really go as far as, depression, anxiety, even though those are a lot more complicated and tough to deal with. For some of us, it could just be, surface level things, but, those tend to really change our day-to-day lives and how we see the world. And oftentimes, this is something I'm guilty of, is, we're very caught up with our own lives, and this is nothing we haven't heard before, at least I haven't. And to some people it might be very cliche, and some people it might be overwhelming. To some people they just might ignore it because they see it a lot, or might think that it's not really relevant. But I'm here to say that, people who are less fortunate, that stuff is real. And it's really confusing to me, because I don't know what I've done to really deserve a life like the one I have. And I feel like this is something, this is at least I could really do. Because you don't really see enough of this stuff, at least in my circle. And it's something I guess I'd like to change, and hopefully, even if it's a couple people, change their mind and hopefully change their lives and solve some of their problems, because it's what's helped me. And it's really simple, not to really take anything for granted, the smallest things, like literally the smallest things. And it might seem crazy, or I guess delusional, but I think that sort of energy is very real. And we're in control of a lot of stuff in our head. Even though we might not realize it and it might not seem like that at the moment, as we go through problems, you start to realize that, in certain cases, it wasn't that bad, that it could have been worse. And that's really my main message is, if you're dealing with something, I'm not here to downgrade anybody in their situation. Simply just try to make them feel better by saying that things could definitely be worse, especially in my case. I'm very grateful to have a full family who loves me and cares about me, and really, to even have a freaking, bed to sleep in, some shoes to walk in, be able to go to a university and learn. I feel like the only way for me to, go about my life is to, use these opportunities that I've been given for God knows why, what reason, I don't know what I've done, to really just spread a message that is often overlooked, and it's spread a lot, but it's overlooked, and once again taken for granted. And I'm not someone who's super wise or super mature, and I'm still young, but from what I've learned, little things really do matter, regardless of what it is. And oftentimes we're very selfish, even though we might not realize it. And I feel like that's why reflecting is very important, even though it might be very overwhelming, and we're too scared to deal with it because we just don't have the time for those emotions. But it's the same case for when you're mad or when you're caught up on something small. You don't have to deal with that. Instead, just reflect on it. And, and it's not really about being fearless. I mean, everybody's scared. I mean, I'm scared. But it's really just about, having the will to, change something, even if it's something very small. Change the way your thought patterns are. And, you never know what could really happen. But with that, really, don't underestimate yourself, and don't underestimate what you can do, and really just change your perspective to a more wider one. And, once again, realize that things could definitely be worse, and that you have control of a lot more than you think. It just takes, a simple thought and simple reflection to really realize it. And it's not just once or twice or 3 times. It takes multiple times to convince yourself that that is the case. So with that, I hope this at least helps some people empathize more, sympathize more, or even donate something. Because this is something that's always has touched me, but I've never really done anything about it. And I just want to take the opportunity to, spread this to the people who know me, and I think it's very simple. But yeah, I mean, things like this can really help you. kind of like killing two birds with one stone. You're helping other people and yourself. So, I hope some people, take that and internalize it for something better. And, if you're going through something, hopefully this changes your perception a little bit. And with that, thank you if you've watched this whole video. The link is in my bio and my profile. So once again, thank you, and good night.